I want to go now to Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, because he is part of the House Select Committee on January 6th and is also chair of the House Intelligence Committee. So, Congressman, I appreciate your time. First, if you can, what are you able to tell me about your meeting today and your plans moving ahead for witnesses on this committee?
Well, I can't go into the particulars, but I can tell you that we want to move quickly. So we're already discussing our first hearing. We want to bring in some of the rank and file police officers who defended us and the Capitol that day, many of whom have not been heard by the public. The public has heard from some of the leadership of the department, but we want to make sure that those voices are heard. So we were discussing that initial hearing as well as some other hearings. We're also very determined to go forward with subpoenas to preserve records and make sure that we get them in a timely way. And just once again underscored the seriousness of what we're engaged in. So,
Congressman, our Melanie Zanona is reporting some of the specific names here that the House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is considering, like finalizing. Some of them we just heard there in that group of sound bites that I just played. Jim Banks, a McCarthy ally, Mike Johnson, former constitutional law attorney who was a Trump impeachment surrogate, and two top Republicans who are among Trump's most loyal allies, Jim Jordan all the way along, and of course, most recently, Elise Stefanik. So, look, these GOP picks have to be made in consultation with Speaker Pelosi. So my question to you is, has McCarthy sort of played this well? He's not putting Marjorie Taylor Greene or Matt Gaetz or Gosar or anybody like that on there. But some of these names are clearly people who we all know where they stand, and we know how they see this. Aren't any of these acceptable to you?
Well, first of all, in terms of whether he's played this well, no, not at all. We offered, thanks to the negotiation of Benny Thompson and John Katko, the bipartisan negotiation, a commission that would be completely evenly divided, in which neither party could issue a subpoena without the acquiescence of at least one member of the other party. McCarthy didn't want that, and he didn't want that because Donald Trump didn't want it, and that's the only criteria for Kevin McCarthy. So that was defeated in the Senate, and it didn't earn that many Republican votes in the House. Now we have a select committee, and he's complaining about the composition of the select committee. You can't have it both ways, but that's what he's trying. In terms of whether any of the people he's contemplating are acceptable or not, I can only hope that he will appoint people that will take the task seriously. I don't care whether they're conservative or not, or ultra-conservative. What I would hope for are people that are willing to work in good faith to get to the truth. That has not really been Kevin's priority.
So let me just ask you, do you think, Congressman, and this is a tough question, right? Because people could change their mind based on information. On Trump having a significant part of this, we all have enough information to know that, but there's a lot of details. So are there Republicans that you would think could be honest and fair about this, who have, who didn't support impeachment or who didn't support, investigating the election?
Yes. I mean, I think there are any number of Republicans that could be very serious about this, and they might even question their own assumptions of a few months ago. I don't know whether those are the kind of people that Kevin McCarthy wants, though. My guess is, and I think your analysis is spot on, he wants people who will defend him and defend the president without question. And even that I would prefer to others who just want to make a circus out of the proceedings and cast aspersions on the whole work of the committee. But at the end of the day, we're going to do our work. We're going to do it thoroughly. We're going to try to create a report that's as comprehensive and holds up to time as the 9/11 Commission report. We'll do that if we have good, willing partners, and we'll do that if we don't, because the work just has to get done.
So I just played a moment ago, I don't know if you heard it as you were hooking up, Congressman, but what the former president said today about Ashley Babbitt. Obviously, what he says about the guns is incorrect. But this is not new. He keeps talking about this even within the past week. In fact, this has become a rallying cry for him. So here he is again from today and then from his rally just a few days ago on Saturday.
There were no guns in the Capitol except for the gun that shot Ashley Babbitt. And nobody knows who that man was. Why isn't that person being opened up? And why isn't that being studied? They've already written it off. They said that case is closed. You know, if that were on the other side, the person that did the shooting would be strung up and hung. Okay? There was no reason for it. Who shot Ashley Babbitt? It's got to be released.
This is after Republican Congressman Paul Gosar claimed Babbitt was executed. How dangerous is talk like this, Congressman?
Well, it's very dangerous, and it's very specifically dangerous when the president is trying to reveal the identity of a police officer that he knows he may put in their life in jeopardy if that person's identity becomes public. So it's very serious, as well as, just sort of fanning this right-wing talking point. But that's what Donald Trump does. The last thing he wants to talk about is his own culpability in all of this. The last thing he wants to talk about is the big lie that he put out about the election and continues to put out. And this is both a good distraction. It's a way of endearing himself once again to the right-wing base. But if he does that in the process and endangers this person's life, he's perfectly fine with that.
Congressman Schiff, I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.